So write this problem. The following gas phase reaction takes place. The following gas phase reaction takes place in a plug flow reactor. In a plug flow reactor, A plus half B gives C. A plus half B gives C. A stoichiometric mixture of A and B. A stoichiometric mixture of A and B at 300 degrees Kelvin. At 300 degrees Kelvin is fed to the reactor. At 1 meter along the length of the reactor is fed to the reactor, full stop. At 1 meter along the length of the reactor, the temperature is 360 degrees Kelvin. At 1 meter along the length of the reactor, the temperature is 360 degrees. The pressure drop is negligible. And ideal gas behavior can be achieved. The ratio of concentration of A at 1 meter, the ratio of concentration of A at 1 meter to the inlet concentration in terms of conversion X is we have solved similar problem. So what is, how do you solve this problem? What is the rate expression? Ca by Ca naught is equal to, which is equal to 1 minus Xa by 1 plus Eaxa. This is what, assuming isothermal conditions. Assuming isothermal conditions. If there is no change in the temperature. That is what is, if my PFR inlet is 300 Kelvin, outlet is also 300 Kelvin, then what is, let's assume that this is Ca naught, this is Ca prime. So what is reality is Ca prime is at the rate of 300 Kelvin. What is Ca is at the rate of 360 Kelvin. So how these two are related is Ca prime into 300 is equal to Ca into 360. So now in place of Ca prime here, if you substitute, what happens? What is Ca prime is Ca into 360 divided by 300 divided by Ca naught is equal to 1 minus Xa by 1 plus Eaxa. What is Ca by Ca naught is 300 by 360 into 1 minus Xa by 1 plus Eaxa. What is Ea here? How do you calculate Ea? It doesn't have any inerts. It is a pure feed. What is Ea? How do you calculate Ea? Ea is take 100 moles of feed. 100 moles of feed. Or let's take, what is reaction A plus of B gives, let's say C. Now to have an equality here, don't take 100 moles. Take, let's say 150 moles. 150 moles of feed. Out of 150, what is 100 A, 50 B will become 100 C. at 100% conversion. So what is EA is 100 minus 150 divided by 1. So minus 1 by 3. Now what is your CA by CA naught is equal to 300 by 360 into 1 minus XA divided by 1 minus 0.33. What is CA by CA? So A का conversion satisfy, there is A and B both will react, no? A and B both will react together. You can take 100 moles also, but how do you split 100 into, let's say, 3 parts? That is where you will get some confusion. No? If you take 100, then 100 out of 100, let's say, then you have to split, let's say, into, this is, let's say if you multiply by 2, so 100 into 2 by 3 will be A, 100 into 1 by 3 will be B. This is how you have to split. Yeah, that will be numbers now. That is why for simplicity I have taken this one. So write next problem. Write next problem. In solid catalyzed reactions, diffusion effects. In solid catalyzed reactions, diffusion effects are most likely to occur for which one of the following? For which one of the following? Write the options. Write the options. First option, fast reactions. Answer is, that is the answer. So whatever I have written, that is the answer. So question I am repeating again. In solid catalyzed reactions, diffusion effects are most likely to affect which one of the following? Which one of the following? Options. Fast reactions in small pore diameter. Fast reactions in small pore diameter. Second option. Fast reactions in large pore diameter. Fast reactions in large pore diameter. Option 3, slow reactions in small pore diameter. Slow reactions in small pore diameter. Option 4, slow reactions in large pore diameter. Slow reactions in large pore diameter. Just think about this one. So what is the answer? So out of the 4 options, the option which has the high Thiele modulus has the high chance of getting the diffusional effects. Now you need to see out of the options given below, what is Thiele modulus? How do you define Taylor modulus? Let's say m into L, or let's say m into dp. So what is m? Root of k triple prime by d into dp. Now, first option, fast reactions means k high and dp low. Second option, k high and dp is also high. Third, slow reaction is k low and dp also low. Fourth one, k low and dp high. Which option will have high value of Thiele modulus? This particular option, no? So this particular value option has high phi value compared to any other options. If you compare to any other options, this particular option has a highest value of Thiele modulus. Which option has the less chances? Suppose if you ask question, which option has less chance? Which option has the less chance? Is 3. So everybody clear? We'll go to next question. Yesterday we have solved some of the concentration profiles. Let's say what we have drawn is something like, let's say A gives R, A gives S, 1 and 1. Similarly, we have drawn A gives R, A gives S. Let's say this is 3, this is 1. Something like this. So we will try to draw some more concentration profiles. Suppose if A is reversible with R with rate constants of 1 and 1 and S, then what will be the concentration profile? Can you draw concentration profile for this one? High Thiele modulus means high resistance. So maybe I'll stop sharing the screen. So I'll share directly the 11 spill, let's say the graph itself directly. So that this is directly, I want to show the extracts from the 11 spill directly. So I will share my screen. So this is what is the directly I copied, let's say, from the 11th spill. So can everybody able to see? So this is what is A gives R gives R. So that is what is, let's say, the concentration profiles. Now for when you are talking about, let's say, A reversible R and S, so S will be directly increasing. R will increases, but later on because of A formation, R will starts to decrease. Clear? So R will starts to decrease. So at the end, if you try to see this particular reaction, R will eventually reach 0. All A will be converted to S only, because A and R are in reversible mode, and R increases. Why R is decreasing? Because why R is decreasing? Why R is decreasing? Because the R starts to form A again. Whereas in case of S, that is not there. That is why S is continuously increasing. So did you get that one? Any doubts here? Any doubts that I... So this is on 11th spill, page number 183. Maybe I'll explain with respect to, let's say, board. So what is given is A gives R, 1, 1, A gives S. So what happens when I plot here is A continuously decreases. A continuously decreases, no issue. And S will be slowly increasing. So this is, two are clear. This is A and S. But when you are talking about R, what happens is R slowly increases. And R increases. Later on, the rate of R formation is slightly less than S, if you see, because some of the R will be converted to A, no? So that is why later on this R will be something like this. R decreases. Slowly R starts to decrease. R slowly starts to decrease because R is started to forming A, no? So this is what is R. This is on page 183 of 11 spill. So you don't need to take screenshots. So this is directly from 11 spill. Spend time. This is something which takes some time to understand. So any doubts on this one? So if you have completed this one, next. So if you wait for infinity time, then what happens is, suppose if I wait for infinity time, then what happens is all A will become 0. R increases and then finally R becomes also 0. And all will become, let's say, S. If you wait for infinity time, this is S, this is R, this is A. This is what is if you wait for infinity time. So everybody got here. Suppose if you solve this one, next try to draw this one. A gives R, A gives S, which are in, both are in reversible mode. So I'm trying to explain some of the textbook examples also, so that in case if somebody gets textbook questions also, you should be in a position to answer. So all will reach equilibrium. So eventually here what happens is everything has to reach equilibrium. Let's say somehow. So what is the concentration? So if you write the equilibrium equation, 1 into Ca equal to 1 into Cr, 1 into Ca equal to 1 into Cs. So all the concentrations will be exactly equal. So all the constant, this is R and S, this is A, this is equilibrium. Equilibrium. Suppose what happens if I have, let's say, A gives R, rate constants of 3 and 3, but all are reversible. A gives us 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Can you draw? So what happens here? What happens here is, see, if you see what is equilibrium, at the rate of equilibrium, 3Ca is equal to 3Cr. That means Ca is equal to Cr. And 1 Ca equal to 1 Cs. Ca equal to Cs. So at equilibrium, Ca, Cs, Cr should be equal. So this is how A decreases. But what happens is the rate of, this is a fast kinetics. A to R is a fast kinetics. So what happens is here, if you try to see, so that difference you have to show here. That difference, whatever, let's say, we have seen, or let's say we have plotted here, you have to show in the curve. So that means it goes slightly increasing and then something like this. This is, let's say, R. What is SC is slowly reaches the steady state conversion. Yes, and this is A. So that difference you have to show. But ultimately all the values should be equal here. All are equal. Next example, suppose if you have, let's say, A gives R, A gives S. Let's say this is 10 and 10, but both are reversible. Here you can clearly see the difference. Let's say A reaches like this, R will be reaching like this, and then S will be slowly going like this. Is R, this is A, this is S, but all has to be equal, because at equilibrium all should be equal. R can cross A, no, there is no issue. Because R formation is, let's say, if there will be one point where R formed will be higher than the concentration of A. Suppose if you have a single reaction, let's say A gives B, then if you draw concentration of A is decreasing. What is concentration of B? Concentration of B is increasing, no? So reactant product can cross a reactant, no issues. So that and all will depend upon when you solve the equations. When it will cross, what is this point? So that will be solved using, like, you need to write a mathematical model, let's say simple mathematical model. What is minus dCA by dt, which is equal to 10 Ca minus 10 Cr plus 1 Ca minus 1 Cs. This is my dCA equation. So then what is my dCr by dt? dCr by dt is, let's say, plus dCr by dt because it is product, 10 Ca minus 10 Cr. Then what is dCs by dt? Then 1 Ca minus 1 Cs. You have to solve this differential equations. Then you will get what is the concentration profiles of A, R, and S. All these three equations you have to solve. That is not something which we are interested in. Now let's start plotting for, let's say, series reactions. A gives R gives S. Let's say 1 and 1. So this, I think, something we have plotted already. So what is plot here? A will be decreasing, B will be increasing and decreasing, S will be increasing. So this is R, this is A, this is S. The next plot is what happens suppose if A and R are in equilibrium. Can you plot on the same graph if possible? Let's say this is A, reversible R, yes. So here, if you try to see, the decrease of A will be slightly slow because there is a R formation also, no? And the R will be, because there is a formation of R, that formation of R will be, whatever the red will be, let's say this here we are plotting. Clear? So why A profile is little higher compared to the first reaction? Because here there is a formation of R also, let's say 1, 1 and 1. Then what is S formation is, since the concentration of R is slightly less, so the formation of S will also be slow. So I'm plotting on the same thing so that you will understand what it means. Otherwise, if you plot on a different graph, let's say this is how A, this is how, let's say, something like R, this is how, let's say, S. Profiles will be more or less same. But if you, so this is R. Now can you plot this one? A gives R reversible as 1 and 1. But if you see here at equilibrium, 1 CA equal to 1 CR, 1 CR equal to 1 CS. So all should be equal. If you draw, A will be something like this. So R will be slowly increases and something like this, slowly decreases. Because there is R conversion and then R formation also. S will be slowly reaching. So ultimately, all of them will be equal at equilibrium. This is A, this is R, this is A. So this is concentration profiles. They will coincide. I am not showing equilibrium. Equilibrium has to be shown at infinity. That is why. Ultimately, they will coincide. So this is something which is concentration profiles. Suppose, can you draw this one? 1, 1 and 1. Then here in this case, at equilibrium, R and S should be equal. So A will be decreases something like this. R will be increases and then slowly moves like this. And then S will be something like this. This is R, S, and this is A. Ultimately, what happens? At infinity time, all A will be consumed. All A will be consumed because there is no equilibrium with A, no. All A will be consumed and there is an equilibrium. There is an equilibrium between R and S, which is CR is equal to CS. That is what I show. Let's assume that infinity time A will become almost 0 and R and S will be equal. Done this one, then let's take another profile. A gives R. Yes, let's say this is 3, 1, this is 1, 1. I'm just plotting all the examples of textbook. Here at equilibrium, what happens? At equilibrium, what is forward rate? 3 CA, which is equal to CR, this equilibrium. And CR is equal to CS. Then what happens if you plot the rates is A will be decreases like this. This is concentration of A. Then what is R and S concentrations? R will be increases like this and slowly decreases like this. And S will be reaches like this. This CR and CS, all the constant CS is 3 times equal to A. But suppose if 3 is equal to 1, then what happens? All the concentrations will be equal. So since we have time, so I am drawing all the profiles, which is all the examples in the textbook basically. Because there is 1 year question, but whatever the gate question is simple, but these are little complex examples. A and R here will not reach. Suppose you have drawn profile, A gives R gives S, 1, 1, 1, 1, reversible. Then what I have written is A, R and S, all will reach. Because at equilibrium, Ca equal to Cr, Cr equal to Cs. At equilibrium, Ca equal to Cr equal to Cs. But here at equilibrium, Cr, Cs and are equal. But Car is 3 times Ca, whatever Ca. Suppose if I replace this, let's say with 3, then all the concentrations will be equal. So that is why one more example given in the 11th spill book, which is A gives R gives S, reversible. This is 10, this is 1, this is 1, 1. Here what happens is 10 Ca equal to Cr, Cr equal to Cs. So here you can clearly see concentration of A is extremely less. Concentration of R is increases and slowly reaches like this. Concentration of S will also be like this. So this is 10 times Cr and Cs, which are equal at equilibrium. Whatever the concentration of A will be, R and S. Just take 2 minutes time and see all the profiles. So this is what is profile. Somebody has asked a doubt. What is difference between, let's say, space time and residence time? So what is fundamental difference between space time and residence time is, space time is time required to process one reactor volume of feed. One reactor volume of feed. And in the contrary, what is residence time or holding time, you call it as, is residence time of flowing material in the reactor. A beautiful example is there in Levenspiel, which explains, let's say, what is difference between space time and, let's say, residence time, or let's say holding time. So basically space time is reactor to process one reactor volume of feed. So residence time is residence time of flowing material inside the reactor. So if you write, I'll explain that example. So this is a popcorn example. So everybody knows. So everybody knows popcorn. So popcorn is like, you can assume it as a gas phase reaction. Suppose if I take a simple popcorn, let's say, which is going inside, popcorn will be, I am sending 1 liter per minute. So after becoming popcorn, the volume will increase, no? So I am taking the same, it becomes 28 liters per minute. I am taking the same example, which is in the Levenspiel. In the first case, what we are assuming is popcorn will not pop inside the entire reactor. Will become as it is, raw popcorn, or let's say raw corn. This will be raw corn. It is not becoming popcorn. But when it is exiting, it is becoming a popcorn. It is exiting when it is becoming a popcorn. This is one example. So what is another example is, so I have another scenario where, so inlet is 1 liter per minute, but ultimately flow doesn't change. Flow will be 28 liters per minute. But what is here is, inlet itself, it is becoming popcorn. Inlet itself, it is becoming popcorn. Popcorn. Now, what is my space time here? Let's say this is calling it as X, this is calling it as, let's say, Y. What is my space time here is, let's say, you can call it as space time. Space time for X will be, let's say this volume is 1 liter. We are talking about 1 liter reactors. Space time is 1 liter by volumetric flow rate, 1 liter per minute, which is 1. So for the first case, what is space time is 1. So if you write, let's say, what is space time, or let's say space time and let's say residence time for the case of X and for the case of Y. For the case of X, what is space time is 1. For the case of Y also, space time is 1 only. Space time means he will not talk about the product. He will talk about only reactant. So what is the calculation for both? This one is 1 by 1, 1 by 1. Now when it comes to residence time, for X, it is 1 by 1 because in the entire reactor, the volumetric flow rate is still 1 liter per minute only, no? But whereas inside the reactor, what is flow rate here? 28 liters per minute. So for the second example, what is my residence time is 1 divided by 28. Because what is the definition that we have told for residence time? Residence time is the time required to process the flow inside the reactor, flowing material, time spent by the flowing material inside the reactor. What is flowing material inside the reactor? 28 liters per minute, no? What is flowing material inside here? 1 liter per minute. So residence time will be 1 by 1, 1 by 28, but space time doesn't change. Space time is, don't worry about your product. Don't worry about your product. So it is simple time required to process one volume of the feed. Everybody got it? What is space time? Suppose if you have a scenario where it is sometime some raw popcorn, some let's say popcorn, something this one, then this is Z case. Then space time will be 1 only, but what is residence time is in between X and Y. between X and Y. So this 1 by 28 will be 2 seconds roughly. So this will be basically for the third case, it will be when they will equal is when the volumetric flow rates are equal. Like for the first case, residence time, space time are equal, no? Residence time, space time are equal, no? For the first case. So basically for liquid phase reactions, space time, residence time are equal. For gas phase reactions, also even in the gas phase reactions, if there is a change in the mole, space time and residence time are different. So the third example Z is, it is some popcorn and some is popcorn. So that means it will be in between 1 and 2 seconds. Previous board. So this is what is difference between space time and let's say residence time. So then somebody asked yesterday one question. Let's say contacting patterns we have already completed, no? Suppose if you have, let's say A plus 2B gives C. This is a gas phase reaction. If this is a gas phase reaction, then what we can write is V equal to V naught into 1 plus EA XA. Now here B is there, no? We can write with respect to B also. V equal to V naught into 1 plus EB XB. So when XA and XB will be equal, XA and is equal to XB if feed is stoichiometric ratio. Feed is in, let's say, stoichiometric ratio. XA is not equal to XB if feed is not in stoichiometric ratio. I think we have solved this one many times. How do you calculate EB? How do you calculate EA? If all A converts, that means calculation of how do you calculate EA is take XA equal to 1 and calculate the moles. So how do you calculate EB is take XB equal to 1 and calculate what is moles at 100% minus moles at 0% moles at 0%. It's like that you have to solve EA and EBs. So I think I have covered most of the things. I have covered your doubts also. These are the doubts that I got via mail. So somebody asked what is space time and residence time. Somebody asked, let's say, explain EA and EB calculations. So how do you calculate EA? You are clear, no? When there is a 100% conversion of A, what is moles at 100% minus what is moles at 0% by moles at 0%. Similarly, what is EB is when conversion of B is 100%, what is moles at 0% minus moles at 100% by moles at 0%. Somebody is asking this question, why we use the same expression for batch and PFR in series reactions? I think you have not attended the second class. In the second class, we have proved that batch reactor PFR performance equations are equal for liquid phase. So what is stoichiometric ratio is a question. What is stoichiometric ratio is if my feed is in 1:2. So here 1 year requires 2B, no? If my feed is in the ratio of 1:2, then that is called as stoichiometric ratio. So if you have any questions, we will take some more questions and then any other things that we want to discuss. So relation between epsilon A and epsilon B will be V equal to V naught into 1 plus EA XA, which is equal to V naught into 1 plus epsilon E B XB. So epsilon A XA equal to epsilon B XB. So relation between EA and EB. Suppose if it is not possible practically for XB equal to 1, you have to take negative moles. So maybe I will take one example. Let's say A plus 2B gives C. So I will take, let's say, feed of 100 A plus, let's say 400 B. I'll take 400 B. So how do you calculate EA? When XA is 100%, then I start with 100 A, 400 B. Then XA is 100% means XA is 100% means how do I take? A will be 0. What is B? How many B will be consumed is 200 B will be consumed. So 200 B is less. How many moles of B formed? C formed is, let's say, 100 moles of C formed. Then what is A is 300 minus 500 divided by 500, which is minus 2 by 5. Similarly, so this is what is EA. How do you take EB here? XB equal to 100% conversions. Then I take 100A and then 400B. But 400B requires how many A? 200A, no? You don't have 200A. Then what I do is, I write minus 100A. This is only calculation point of view. So you don't need to worry about I am writing minus 100A. Why I am writing minus 100A? Because 400B requires 200A. I don't have 100A. That is why I have written minus 100A. Then what is B? B is 0. So if 400 B is converted, how many C formed? 200 C formed. 200 C forms. Then what is my EB? How many moles finally is 100 minus what is initially is 500 divided by 500, which is minus 4 by 5. This is what is EB. So this is how you can solve, let's say, EB. So EA everybody understand. How do you write EB is, for EB I should, how do you write EB? V equal to V naught into 1 plus EB XB. Correct. When do you find EB? When XB becomes 1, no? So when XB becomes 100, so I took 100 and 400. So 100, 400B. Now for 400B to convert, how many A is required? 200 A is required, no, as per reaction. But I don't have 200 A. I have only 100 A. That is, I have written it as minus 100 A. That means I have brought somebody minus 100 A. Then this 400B is 400B completely converts. 400B converts how many C formed? 200 C formed. That is also can count. Then what is total moles? 200 plus 100 minus 100 will be 100 minus 500 by 500 minus 4 by 5. Or else if you are confused with 100% of B, that is right way. Or you can take, since you don't have, let's say, sufficient moles of A here, you can take 50% of B. You can take 50% of B. That is also how you can solve this problem. So I'll show you another way of solving this problem. EB, let's say A plus 2B gives C. V equal to V naught into 1 plus EB XB. So V I can write it as total moles, no? N equal to N naught into 1 plus EB XB. Volume and moles are proportional. So what I will do is, I have 100A plus 400B. So now what I will take is XA, XB
not taking 100% because for 100% of B, I need 200A, but I don't have 200A. That is why I've taken XB 150%. Then what happens is I have 100A, 400B, which is 50% conversion of B. Then what happens is my A will be 0, my A will be 0, my B will be 200B is left. Then what is C is 100C is formed. Then what is moles here is 300. What is moles here is 500. Now you substitute here. 300 here, 500 here, 1 plus EB into 0.5 here. I am not taking 100% conversion. No? Then what happens here? 1 plus EB into 0.5 is equal to 3 by 5. What is EB into 0.5 is minus 2 by 5. Minus 2 by 5. What is EB? 4 by 5. Minus 4 by 5. You got the same answer, no? Previous also I got same. EB minus EB, this is EB minus 4 by 5. So I got the same answer, EB minus 4 by 5. So everybody got it. So why I'm saying is if somebody is, let's say, difficult to digest, sir, how minus 100A exists here. So this is only mathematical, no? You can make assumption, no issue. So here I take 100%, so I don't have enough here. That is why I written minus 100A. So if you are confused, let's say, how does minus 100A exist? Then you can take this kind of approach also. For calculation only we are taking. Practically not possible to get 100% conversion of B. Any other doubts you have? So this will be last class. Effective rate constant. Effective rate constant is 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. 1 by K equal to. So these are some of the 1 mark questions. I think you already know. A plus B gives, let's say, 2C, or A plus 3B gives minus RA by 1. I think I have already told this one. Then I have solved, let's say, molecularity. Molecularity is number of molecules participating in the reaction. To A plus B gives C. So how do you write is minus RA equal to minus 2 into RB, which is equal to 2 into RC. That is what minus RA by 2 equal to minus RB by 1. So something like that equation. So I think this is 1 mark questions, which is also 2 only. Somebody is asking 2A plus 6B gives C. Molecularity is how many different molecules are participating in the reaction, which is 2 only. 1A molecule, 1B molecule. See, you have to prepare a gate extremely well, because take simple example of, let's take so somebody is asking, let's say, what is the motivation for studying, let's say, gate point of view. So ONGC, let's say IOCL, HPCL, or let's say if you take any kind of this one, these are white collar jobs. That means basically once you got in, let's say life is set for, let's say life is set for the next 40 years. For the next career, life is set. Next 40 years, you don't need to look back now. So you don't need to look back. So that is why, so once you get into PSU, so you may like PSU, you may not like PSU. There will be two options. So somebody who is, let's say, interested in doing job, let's say going daily and then coming, and then so there will be challenges in this government jobs also. Like you will have lot of technical components are there, lot of technical expertise are there. So you will like the job. So somebody who joined HPCL may not like the production sometimes, but these are a good starting points. So these are a good starting points. Extremely good starting points. So your starting job should be extremely good. Let's say I started with pharma, then my entire life will be pharma only. If I started with Reliance, then my entire life will be petrochemical and let's say refinery. If I started, let's say with IOCL, HPCL or ONGC, then the entire life will be in the direction of same. So the first job decides the career. The first job decides the career. That is where I say, even you can get little bit delay is possible, little bit delay is okay, little bit delay is fine, but you have to start with the right job. You have to start with some right job is what I will say. And gate is very important, especially when the PSUs comes, because it is a direct entry into the PSUs. So gate makes directly enter into all these companies, ONGC, IOCL, HPCL and all. So because otherwise earlier times it was extremely difficult, because you have to pass, let's say 2-3 written tests and then multiple rounds of discussions, and then that and all is sorted out with respect to gate. So but after all, what is required for gate point of view? So if you want to solve the gate, you just need to meticulously, that means, so I believe one thing like hard work and talent. So what is important here? Let's say somebody who is working hard may not be that talent, but somebody who is extremely talent, so may not be doing hard work. So in gate point of view, what I believe always is the hard work beats the talent. So if you try to do, let's say daily 5 hours, daily 5 to 6 hours for 3 months, for 3 to 4 months, for 3 to 4 months is what decides your 40 years of life. Then won't you, let's say, spend 3 to 4 months of your time to set for 40 years of life? I don't think you will need to, you need to think, let's say second time, should I prepare for gate or not? So just 3 months of hard work, 3 months of hard work, 3 months of hard work will decide your, let's say 3 to 4 months will decide, let's say next 40 years of life is something which you always need to, let's say, look back, or let's say you need to think about this one. So daily 5 to 6 hours is something which is actually extremely important. So this is where you have to make the difference. So remember here, hard work is extremely important gate point of view. Hard work beats talent. So what happens is continuous hard work will improve the talent. Continuous hard work is the one to increase the talents. That is where you will increase the talent. Talent is what? A person who solves the problem in 2 minutes is more talent than a person who solves the problem in, let's say, 10 minutes. Let's define talent something like this. So what is hard work? Suppose if let's take an example. Suppose if I solve 100 problems in PFR versus you are solving one problem in PFR. So what is your confidence level after solving, let's say 100 problems? Or let's say I revised 5 times PFR, I understood thoroughly PFR, I solved 100 problems versus reading one time PFR, reading one time, once solving, let's say, one problem. So that is that the person who does lot of hard work ultimately becomes the talented, because these two are linked. Hard work is proportional to your talent. So clear. That is where always remember that these 3-4 months are extremely important. let's say the September, October, and let's say November, or September is gone. So basically October, November, December, and January. Even one day of waste, think that your rank drops by, let's say, 1 or 2 points. Let's assume that your rank is now 50. So your rank is now, let's say, 50. So if you waste a day, then assume that your rank drops to 51. Now assume that, let's say, you have wasted a month time. Then you assume that your rank drops to, let's say, 110, 120. That means you are slowly going away from the PSUs. So if your rank is below 100, you are extremely close to the PSUs. So if your daily hard work decreases, then slowly think that you are moving away from, let's say, the PSU point of view. So not only PSUs, basically it is good MTechs also. So MTechs. So if you want to study a good MTech also, then it is extremely required gate point of view. MTechs. So somebody will ask, why do I need to study, let's say, MTech? So if I'm getting a good job with BTechs, I agree. Suppose if you are getting a job in UOP after BTech, I think it is a balance. Somebody who is actually interested in masters, who want to research, can go for, let's say, masters. But so a BTech with a good job is also fine. So, but if you do not get a good job with BTech, then what happens? You should take an MTech in IITs. That IIT's degree will make your resume top of, let's say, somebody else. So that is where you can use. So don't think that MTech is an extra degree, because MTech from IIT makes you to outstand from somebody else. If I have, let's say, 5,000, let's say, group of people, so whom I will see is, first I will see anybody from IITs, anybody from, let's say, IISc. So anybody having a master's degree, that means you are clearly standing out of the population. Clear? So that is where, like, right now, I think the only option is to go for GATE if you do not have a right job in your hand. Clear? So that is the motivation for you to study GATEs. Maybe I think sometime later I will take one more time. Clear? So Hindustan Unilever versus GATE, it depends upon the rank. Suppose if you get a good rank, something like below 100, I think going for MTech is better than Hindustan Unilever. But Hindustan Unilever is also a good company. So, okay, I'm closing the class. Tomorrow timings will be more or less same. So that is space time. So whatever we are writing is the space time.